Hello, everyone, and welcome to the press conference for the Semi-Slick Racing German Grand Prix for the sixth season of the Grand Prix Classics Championship. Today I'm joined by three drivers, some familiar and one in particular we haven't had in the press conferences yet, so hope you welcome all of them. We got Dustin.
Hello.
Hello, Dustin. We've got Michael as well,
Hello.
and Silver here for the first time.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. So last race, we'll start with that. The British Grand Prix, there was a particular incident, and there has been a decision made on that incident. We're gonna deep dive into that for a short amount of time before we get into the race in general. In that incident, I believe it was Michael has been given a 10-second penalty for the following race that he finishes. So that could be today. Yeah, how do you feel about getting that penalty, Michael?
Blessed. No, it was. It's okay. I did a made a big mistake, so it's yeah, it's okay to get it.
All right. When that incident happened at the time, like what happens right after that happened? Do you think, oh, I got to stop and let him go, or what goes through your mind?
Oh, I thought, oh man, I messed it up pretty big. I had no damage, so I waited for him so he could get through, but he had a lot of damage, I think. So then he spun at Cobb's corner and I spun too again, and yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, and from say the victim's perspective, Silver, when that happened, how do you feel? How did you feel?
Uh, how do you feel? I don't know. I got hit in the corner from the back. I don't know what's happening. And yeah, tires are dead, car's dead. Yeah, the race was gone.
Yeah, do you feel the
But
penalty?
yeah,
Does the penalty help at all, or are you happy about it, or did you wish it was stronger, or do you not really care?
I think last weekend or on the race weekend, I think it's a good penalty. But now, yeah, it could be less. I think.
All right, very nice to each other. Yeah, of course, stewarding is part of this championship, and part of that stewarding club is also here. Dustin, you organize that stewarding. Talk to your audience through how the process works.
Yeah. Firstly, every driver that feels something that could be reported fills in a form for us, and we look into this. Any driver has to fill out which race, which corner, when exactly, so we know it's lap 1 or lap 33 or whatever. And then every driver can write anything down for it. Like I had damage and this driver drove to me purposely or anything. And we collect this and discuss it beforehand between each other and collect the videos for it. Usually after the Formula One race, we race on Wednesdays, our own little races or sprint races, and mostly we steward after this race. Um, if no other race like the Community Cup interferes with this, like it was the last time the case. When we look at this from different angles and decide, okay, Michael definitely was at fault here, so he needs to get a penalty. And we also look at which lap it is. In this case, it was lap 1. So we are definitely harsher on lap 1. So that everyone stays on track, stays calm, and not does anything that someone may regret after the first lap or in the first lap. Just no one gets rear-ended for a race-ending crash, basically. And depending when the race is, the penalty will be harsher, and this was the case with 10 seconds. Um, Then we also tell the drivers, which is a new thing, that those drivers are in investigation, and the other parts for the driver, which may be at fault, can tell us, okay, what happened from his side, or said in his videos, because in the past, or in the first race, we had this with Jordi, myself was included. So from my point of view, he definitely ran me out of a track, but from his view, he didn't because it was netcode. So we had to revoke his penalty. So from now on, drivers can say, hey, this may have been netcode, or yeah, I made a mistake, or whatever. And this is basically it. We just decide together what is the best penalty and also stay fair between all penalties, for example. So when we say, okay, what happened to Michael happened 2 seasons ago, what penalty have we gave back then? So we always give the same penalties like last time. Not in Formula One, that's every time a bit different. We want to be fair and yeah, just no driver can complain, hey, I have gotten this penalty and this driver has gotten less for the same thing.
Yes. All right. That's is very clear, and I think in general, from what I see at least, penalty seems to be overall very fair. There's very few complaints, other than what you might expect or what I've experienced in other leagues. So it seems to be a solid process, and I think Michael and Silva will attest to that. Michael first, how do you feel about the process?
It's very professional, and yeah, and they have good amount of experience. They have done this a long time now. So what they decide is mostly fair. And yes, so I was expecting to get the penalty for the last race, but I think that has no weight for the last race because the gaps was too big, so it had no influence on my race. So now I get it here. Let's see what I can do with it. It's only 10 seconds. I expected a little bit more, to be honest. I expected 20 seconds. Or maybe a qualiban, like Dustin said, they're normally a little bit harsher if you crash in the first lap after the start. So it's not that bad. I think could be worse.
Okay. And Silva, what do you think about the process?
I think the process is good. The right people make the right decisions for a long time, and they know what they're doing.
All right, all positive all around. Then in general, let's look back at the Silverstone Grand Prix before we look forward to the next Grand Prix today. How did the race go for you guys? What were the highlights? And well, let's start with Silver because I think you had a very short race, Silver. Did anything happen after the crash, or did you retire immediately?
After the crash, no, it doesn't happen anything to me. Just a broken car, and yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's understandable. And Michael, you did get to finish the race. How did that go for you?
Oh, yes, it was a very lonely race. I overtook 2 cars, like the rookies, and I was like 50 seconds behind Kapalua on 9th place. So, yes, was a little bit damage repairing, but yes, what was a lonely race, and I had a bad feeling for Silver.
Understandable. And Dustin, you had a much more interesting race. How did that go for you? Summarize for the viewers.
Not quite perfect, to be honest. Originally, I wanted to maybe start on softs, but in the last moment, I decided, okay, mediums might be better. Then after my first stunt, I actually went to softs, but the tires went too hot, and so I had to pit two laps earlier because before I wanted, and yeah, because I pitted too early, my last stints, my tires at the end were pretty much gone, so I couldn't really fight against Dachu. My goal was there because he overtook me over first DRS zone to get him back in the second DRS zone, but the tires were so much gone that I couldn't even stay behind him. So yeah, it could have been a P3 with a better strategy, but yeah, for those boys were too fast for me.
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean the guys ahead of you were very, very quick. Domska Dikra and Statue all very quick drivers in this car. And but yeah, P4 is very respectable. Then the next race today, later today, not at 7 like usual, but half an hour earlier to plan around the real Grand Prix in Austin. From a views perspective, what should we expect? What kind of strategies? What tires will people be on? And yeah, what should we look out for in general for this particular track? Let's start with Silver.
I don't. I think the first 3 to 4 corners are very important for the start. And don't crash there is very important. And I think for mostly medium stop.
Are you saying 2 or 1 stop?
I say 2 stop.
Okay, interesting. Michael, do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Maybe the hard tire is also a choice if you want to push, because the medium left front is also gets hot very early when you push. So I think the hard tire is an option because he's more stronger for high temperatures. So maybe I will take the hard at one point in the race, but not at the start.
And Dustin?
I think strategy-wise, this could be a very interesting race because we could see all three compounds. On Wednesday, we had a test race for this race today, and Domschka was driving maybe 7 or 8 laps on the softs. They were very much gone, but even in the last few laps, he was still as fast as I was on hard tires. So it's very much interesting to see what some drivers may come up with softs, medium, or hards. I myself mostly go to mediums, but yeah, maybe we have a safety car where we know, okay, this could be a fast stint to go on softs. Maybe a lot can happen today. So I'm sure some drivers could try to get a free stopper, like the Lotus boys, like Daumschka had tried in Silverstone. And yeah, I'm not sure which is the best strategy, but I think going hard wouldn't be the best one. But maybe more medium. Medium hards could be good, but you could lose still a lot of time with the hards. So you need to be careful with those tires.
Interesting. So sounds like there's a little bit of play in the strategies where mediums will be the main tire people will be looking at. Hards are very much an option, and softs, maybe. Softs, maybe. All right. Like this track, got the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. We've done Hockenheim before, occasionally in the old layout. I'm curious, two of you being German drivers, and Michael, I'm sure very familiar with this track as well. Do you like the new Hockenheim version over the old Hockenheim version, and what in particular stands out about whichever version you prefer? Let's start with Michael this time.
I prefer definitely the old layout from 21. This one, especially the middle sector, is a little bit hard with the tight corners and with the acceleration out of the corner. In the corner, the acceleration, it's a little bit hard for me. The rear of the car is very sketchy. I would say it's very hard for me, so it's definitely one of my least favorite tracks, the new version. It will be hard for me, that race.
Interesting. Silver, what do you think?
I like both tracks, but I think the old one is a bit easier to drive, and new one has much more technical things to master. So it's no favorite for me.
And Dustin?
I think driving-wise, the new layout is better because you have more corners, which are all a bit different than each other. Um, but there's some kind of nostalgia from the old layout. So, which is awesome to have substitute pedals and yeah, just try to have lowest downforce possible, which is not the case on the new layout. But for me, myself, the new layouts is a bit special because I was there 2 times in 2006 and 2008. So it's hard for me to say which one is better because the old one is nostalgia and the new one is nostalgia for me because I saw one of the last wins of Michael Schumacher there. So I really can't say which one I like more.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think they both have their own appeals, so it makes sense that the opinions are divided here. And age, of course, will be like, what did you experience on the track? There's been classics on both. Yeah, and of course, Germans, I'm sure, are still a bit angry at what the track did to Vettel back in. Oh, I forgot what year, but yeah, that was a thing that happened. If people remember that, it's that track that we're going to, of course. Yeah. Let's look at what we should expect in terms of what happens on the track. Who do you think will win? Let's start with Dustin this time.
Yeah. Because I think it's clear that Domschka is a better qualifier from these two, but Dikra has an incredible race pace recently, and he gets some performance out of his car where I'm not sure where exactly he takes it out from. I studied his video he showed us yesterday in the chat, and he uses the track as much as he can. And even I am not doing that. So for me, he's definitely the favorite for this race.
Interesting, Michael.
Yes, definitely. Like Dustin said, Dick was so fast last race in the race. That was, yeah, no one could match his pace, and I think this will be like if nothing comes against him, I think he's able to dominate the rest of the season. So Dikra is definitely the favorite, and Domschka also for the win.
All right, and Silver, what do you think?
When there's no crash at the start, I think it's a Lotus 1-2, and I think maybe Domschka before Dikra.
Interesting. You think Domska will beat Dekra, and the other two, I don't think that. What do you think Domska will pull out that Dekra cannot?
It's I don't have any. I don't know. It's a feeling.
Okay, we'll see if you're right, and maybe some other driver can mix between those two, which would be very interesting. In general, we've got other fights, of course, around. I'm curious. We're 3 races in. A lot has happened. There's been some fights developing. A very interesting fight in there is a fight for P3, I believe, in the championship. Staku is currently leading behind the Lotus drivers. Dustin, you are P6 in the championship, but you are only 5 points behind. If your teammate, being P8 in the championship, is only, I believe, 7 points behind. Is that fight gonna last all season for P3 in the championship, or do you think some people are gonna start walking away in a couple of races?
I think the fight will definitely be on until the last race because as you have seen last race, Gary Schmid was MP3 in the championship. He had a disconnect, so had no points, and suddenly he's P8. So this happens very, very quickly. And also for me, I have a P3, P4, and a P12. And this P12 from the first race really kicks in. Without this, yeah, bad race for me, I may be P4 or 3. So one bad race, this can penalize you really, really bad in the championship. So, for example, if Stachu has this today, for example, it would be hard for him to recover to whoever is in P3 then. So very close.
Interesting. And what about you, Michael? What do you think will happen with that fight with P3?
Yeah, it will go on the whole season. It will be interesting. Like Dustin said, there's one mistake and you lose some places, but you also can gain some places during one race or because of one race, while other people don't score. So did not expect it to be in front of Gary in the championship. So it's only because he missed one race. So it's very tight.
Yes. And Silver, what do you think?
I think we have to wait 3 races and then can decide who's the third in the championship.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's probably what we're gonna see what happens. Anything is still possible there with how tight the gaps are. And there's also a lot of drivers behind that. Well, Kafalov, for example, has only 12 points in P10. But if he shows good consistency, then you start catching up to some of the back of that pack. All right. Other than that, I think I'm mostly through the questions. I still have some questions, but for the viewers, if there's anything I didn't ask yet that you do want to know, this is your chance to ask a question in the chat, and I will pass it on through to the drivers, and you will get an answer to your question. Got about 5 minutes for that, so be quick. For me, I do want to all the drivers to look again forwards into the future. What do you think will happen specifically to your race? We know now who is going to win, of course. We have decided that's Dika and maybe Donska. But what's going to happen with you, Silver? Where should we expect you? Who will you be fighting, and where do you think you'll finish?
I don't know where I finish, but I hope it's in the top 10. But I'm a rookie driver, so I don't know if I'm in the top 10 or top 12. I'm very happy with that. So I hope there's no crash today and I can finish the race. That's the most important thing for today. And yeah, you will see.
All right, Michael.
I don't feel very good on this track, and from the race on Wednesday, I think I can be with my pace like P8 to P10. I think that's my goal, to be in the P10, in the top 10. But I think from the further midfield, I'd be one of the slowest, I think. So I think, yeah, like I will have a fight with Silver this race, I think.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Keep
So
it clean.
maybe in top 10, yeah. Yeah, I try.
And Dustin, where do you expect yourself to be?
Goal definitely has to be the podium position. Hockenheim is a track I have fond memories of, battling with Alan back then, but last season I was spun around in the first corner. So I definitely want to have another very good finish here and to be as close as possible to the Lotus boys.
That would be a good ambition. Very good. Dustin, I do have a question for you from Dustin in the chat. You asked who was P2 there when we last drove this track layout. Now, I don't even remember when we drove this layout, because I think last season it was the old layout. So inform us, talk about the history of this championship a little bit.
In 2022. We drove it 2022 season, and that's the last time we drove this layout. And someone who was right here with us was in P2. Do you know?
It might have been me. I don't remember.
Yes, it
Was
was
it?
you.
Was it me?
Yes,
Oh man, that's a long time ago. That was the second season, I believe, right?
yes, second season, and you beat Rune Length in that
I
race
did. Yes, I should remember
with their
that.
tires.
I should remember
Should
that.
remember.
That was my best finish that season as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, no, I love this track. I just realized. Okay, brilliant. No, yeah, that's a long time ago. What year was that?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
2023. Yeah. Damn, that's
Or was it
crazy.
2023?
Yeah.
Then 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah. Cool. It might be a little bit more because it was I'm looking at the final results at the start of 2023. But yes, okay. I had no memory of that. That's really cool to remember that. And where were you in that race?
Oof. I think I didn't drove this race. I joined the championship myself very late in the season because I
Oh,
was commentating back then.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you didn't do it now. Okay, cool,
Yeah, we swapped positions.
brilliant.
It's a driver.
Yeah. All right, cool. Nice to reminisce about that. We do have one more question. Sorrow asked a question to all drivers, so we'll start with Silver for that one. What are your thoughts on the track limits? Apparently, the first and last corner have crazy track limits, he says. And from my experience driving the track, you're very likely to go wide there if you're not careful. Have you had issues with that in practice, Silver, or do you think it will be all right?
I don't know. I think it is what it is. We cannot change the track limits, so we have to deal with them. And yes, it can go very right, but what what do you want to do?
All right, Michael.
I didn't drive that much. I just witnessed it in the practice before the interview here, that you can go very wide and through turn one at the exit, but the curb is very, very difficult. So I spun that 2 times today. So it's nice that you don't get a corner cut immediately, but the curb is very dangerous. So yeah, you have to know what you do if you go over the curb. It's very tricky. The rear overtakes you very fast. But yes, we cannot change it. So
Yeah.
we have to take it.
Definitely, something I'll make note of when we are in the session. We can see the rear scrolling over those curbs. I think it will be very easy to see. And Dustin, what do you make of the track limits?
Um, we were asked if we have special rules for this track limits. But I was thinking about this until now, actually, but we won't enforce any rules for this because in 2012 there were basically no track limits rules except you overtook next to the track, of course. But on this track, you don't really cut much of a track, like would be the case in Imola, for example. Um, you just go with more speed next to the corner. And then, like Micah said, in turn one, for example, at the big curb, you can easily spin out. So it's your own fault if you go too wide and spin around, basically. So you need to practice just to be safe, not to spin around. So it's, yeah, 3-5-1, basically. So if Amos 2 says, okay, this would be a track limit now, yeah, that's fine. Amos 2 says it for us, and we won't give any rules for it.
All right, so essentially, you can take the risk if you want to. It's the same for everyone. I think is the most clear as well,
Yes,
and it saves a lot of time for stewards after the race. So I think,
exactly. That's true.
yeah. All right. Thank you very much. If you have anything to add? And we'll go one more round and let you add something if you want to. And then we'll round this off. Let's start with Dustin.
Oh, I'm good. I don't have anything to add.
And Michael?
Question: can you do something when we sub you?
But
With a Prime sub or something? Can you use it?
well, if you have a Prime sub, I think you can subscribe to me now. That is a new thing. I've
Yes.
recently become affiliate, so you're able to subscribe now if you want to give me money. Feel free to do that. And if it's Prime, of course, that's free for the person doing that as well.
Yes, but can you do something with it? Can you take it? I don't know how this works, but can you use it?
Well, I think you get ad-free viewing if you have if you're subscribed to me, and well, I can see that you subscribe to me, and I can thank you. So I'll do that. Oh, hey, Michael, thanks for the subscription. Thank you very much. Brilliant.
No problem.
All right.
Yeah, I was looking the last time or weeks ago, and I couldn't find the button.
True.
So, but then you said you have to do one more stream, and you are able to get this.
Yes, it is a feature for Twitch that is unlocked after you become an affiliate, which recently happened after the last stream. So thank you for so much if you have been watching these streams as well, because you made this possible. And thank you, of course, Michael, again for being the very first subscriber on my Twitch channel.
Oh, nice.
And Silver, do you have anything to add?
Or I want to thank you. You do a very good, great job with commentating, and your effort to this season is great. So thank you.
No worries. Thank you for the kind words. All right, to all of our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Of course, let's not forget, if you want to watch this race later, it will be a little bit earlier, 6:30 German time, which I believe is about 4 hours into the future. Of course, we'll start with practice again, so a few minutes after that, the race will start. So hope you'll join that, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.